just kidding. All right. Hello, everyone. Today's interview is gonna be with my good friend Jake, and we're gonna be painting on these canvases. So we have these white canvases. So we're here. We have these beautiful colors, and I don't know. How about you just kick things off for us, Jake? What's on your mind?
What's on my mind today?
Yeah.
Today has been a pretty good day, so I would say I'm feeling good today. You know?
Feeling loose.
Yeah. I'd say earlier in the week it wasn't the great vibe.
Why?
Today? I don't know. I feel like I was stressed and I don't know. I didn't feel like myself. I would say.
What changed that?
I don't know. I think some things might have distracted me a little bit. And then I would say just being with my friends. Golfing and painting. Working out.
What are some of your favorite things to do with your friends?
I like to hike. I'm ready for the weather to be warmer.
Right.
Go hiking again. Golf. But I could golf right now. It's just expensive, so. I'm not golfing at the moment.
Remember you told me the secret way that you were able to golf?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't recall.
The secret way was golfing right here in this backyard.
In my backyard.
Yeah. So hiking, golfing, painting.
Yeah.
Do you have any other hobbies that people don't know about?
Let's play some video games and yeah.
Is there any Is there any game that you're playing a lot right now?
Yes.
Which game? Warzone?
Warzone and then I got tired of Warzone. People were just too good.
Yeah.
And then it's called Super Animal Royale.
What is that?
It's like it's a shooter like Warzone kind of game, but
is it free?
Yeah, it's free.
Are you the only one that's playing it right now, or are your friends playing it with you?
My friend is too.
Okay, that's
good. Some of the Warzone crew kind of switched over. But my roommate did not.
Damn.
He said since he paid $60 for the game, he wants to finish it.
So he's still playing the camp. Oh shoot, there's a big. It's like a Tonka truck. I apologize.
The garbage man.
Is it the garbage man? You know,
I don't know.
I have no fingernails.
How are you feeling?
This week?
Oh, I know.
I feel like I don't know. I think the thing that's on my mind right now the most is I remember having a conversation with one of my friends one time at work actually, and this is kind of what spurred everything. Because now we've been able to have a little bit more of a break, but I remember talking to them and I was just saying the things I like to do, or I like to bring gifts or. Oh, did it take off?
I'm just gonna.
Oh, it didn't work out.
It's still off.
How I like to do, go out with people, or I like to bring gifts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, "But what about you? Who's taking care of you? Are you Because I was telling them I was having trouble sleeping and stuff, and it just made me think. And I was like, "Damn, if I'm not taking care, if I'm not even taking care of myself, then how can I expect to, be able to be there for other people. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's the thing that's been on my mind the most, where it's like, how, like, is the love that you give to other people really that genuine if it's not coming from within you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not really taking the steps to take care of yourself. I'm speaking in my case, I guess, but
Yeah.
so that's just kind of been on my mind, and I've been trying to take the steps to make sure that I'm like resting and just taking care of my health. But it can be hard because I feel like I I'm not really wired that way, and like it's can be hard to like look within and like kind of sit with that, because I feel like within taking care of yourself, you have to look at the hard parts as well and the parts that maybe you neglect, because there's certain areas, I guess, within myself that I feel like I kind of don't acknowledge the most, because I'm like, like this is scary, or
avoid it, or
right?
yeah.
Because it can be scary. You sit alone with those thoughts sometimes, and you're just like, oh no, like this is uncomfortable. Like this is scaring me, and I don't want to think about it right now. So
Yeah.
you kind of put it off, and then it just becomes like weeks, months, years. So um, that's been kind of giving me a little bit of anxiety, because I'm like, damn, I don't know how to do these things.
Yeah.
I'm not really, I don't understand how to do it. And I'm trying my best to do those steps, like healthy diet, exercise, journaling, and most importantly, trying to nurture and build healthy relationships with other people. Because for me, that's the thing that gives me the most joy. And I feel like if I'm able to better take care of myself, then I'll have a deeper understanding of how to be there for other people. And I don't know, it's a challenge, because, like I said, I don't know how to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm like very hard on myself, because I'm just like, like why? Like I just can't do it. It's too much for me right now. I get overwhelmed, and it's like you go back into your patterns of like, what you're comfortable doing, and I don't know, it just can be hard to take that step. So that's what's been on my mind. It's giving me anxiety, makes me rethink my relationships and like how I interact with other people. Because I want to make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward and I'm genuinely being there for other people and myself. But I don't really know how to do that yet, so it's a journey.
I think you're doing a great job.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
I feel like it comes natural to you.
How though?
I don't know I don't know. If you don't feel like that, but from like the outside, it seems like it just comes so natural to you.
But what comes natural?
Just like caring and like checking on other people and being there.
Being present. You wanna There's a game that I played with one of my friends, and it's like we just think of each other's name, and then we think of like just adjectives, like just whatever adjectives comes to our mind, like to describe, the person that we're with. You want to try to play the game?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go first.
Okay.
When I think of Jake, oh man,
Oh.
I'm telling you, like, oh shoot,
It's kind of weird hearing like people's thoughts of it.
perspective. Because like I heard someone read me this quote. I was like the four temperaments. I don't know what it was, but it was like saying like imagine yourself like going to the movies and watching the movie, and you're sitting there with your mom or something, and then you see the screen and it's like your whole life, but it's shown through your mom's eyes of like how she sees you, and then you go to your sister and it's like you're watching your sister's whole perspective on who you are in your life, and like some people will see you, like your mom will see you as like a baby to be nurtured, or your partner will see you as like in a romantic way, or maybe a child, like your little brother, will see you as like a superhero or something. But everyone has like this different image, and then finally like you sit in your own movie theater and you kind of see how you see yourself, and just I don't know, just piecing it all together and trying to get a better understanding of who you are when you look in the mirror. I feel like this game kind of helps, because like I feel like no one ever really asks too much like that. Like, hey, how do you perceive me in life? Like,
Yeah.
how do you see me? Right? And I'm just gonna be honest, Jake. He's a superhero to me. He's just the coolest guy around. I mean, when I think of people that bring peace, I think of Jake. Um, I'm super serious. I think of like you, Dave. You remember Isaiah?
Yeah.
He's actually playing football right now. But
someone told me that. I was like, holy.
yeah, I'm gonna go try to watch one of his games. But you guys are all just people that I feel like exude a lot, or I don't know if that's a word, put out a lot of peace. You guys, I don't know, just very kind, very positive energy, and like I just said, just a role model, superhero type vibe. I feel like you would, if we were in a comic book movie, you'd put on the glasses and no one would know who you were, and then you'd go to the telephone booth and you take the glasses off, and then it would be Super Jake. He'd be flying around helping everybody. So that's what I think of Jake. He's also very funny.
I didn't think I'm that funny.
I think you are. That's a sign of humility. Another sign of Jake.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, now it's Jake's turn. He's like, Edgar, you're a piece of shit. I hate that guy. I don't know who he is.
I invited you over here for one reason. I'm kidding. One thing about Edgar. I swear, every time I think about you, like, you just make my day.
Really?
Yeah. You just bring joy to others, and I can see that, and it makes me happy.
Really?
I think about you in on a farm with all your animals and like a staff.
That's. Tell me why, like, sometimes you'll have like thought, like sometimes I'll just be walking and I'll have like not like a vision, but you'll just get an idea in your head, or you'll just think like, where do you want to be? That's another question I wanted to ask you. Well, I didn't want to cut you off if you wanted to keep sharing, my bad, but that did bring me to another idea.
No, keep going.
Well, like,
I'll keep going after you.
the image of me with the staff on the farm, like I was telling, I think Michelle, I was telling her, like, for some reason I always get the idea of like, whenever I'm older, if I make it that far, like I just have this image in my head where I'll be like walking through like tall grass, like I don't know, I'll be wearing like all black or some boots, and then I'm just like with my dog, and we're just walking through the grass, and it's like cold, and I can see the mountains, and I can just feel the wind, and everything is quiet, and I'm just there with my dog, just alone, with my animal.
What'd you name your dog?
I don't know. I try to, before I name any pet, get a vibe for their personality. So I would have to individually meet my dog, and then I would see like, hey.
Oh my god.
I know. I'll be like, my dog reminds me of this, and then I'll name them that. Just, I don't know. I feel like it's a beautiful thing to be able to name another person or another creature. Yeah, it's a very intimate thing to be able to call someone by their name. Yeah. But sorry, I just wanted to say I have that same image too. It's so quiet and like so simple, but it's in my head where I'm like, that's my life. That's what I'll do. I'm just there, existing. I'm not. There's no, I don't know, crazy end game or like, no grand scheme where there's a plot at the end to make $1 million. Just to be there with the people that I care about. Have peace. I'm sorry I cut you off though. You said the staff though. Or it's very specific.
I would say, because every time I see you later, like karaoke.
Oh.
That was just, I missed you.
I screamed when you.
I thought you saw me before, like pull up.
Mm. I saw you in your car, but I didn't see you get out of your car and then run to hug me. You gave me a surprise hug while I was trying to record you, actually. So we both were gonna surprise each other. So where do you see yourself in not only the short term, I guess in 5 years, and then where do you see yourself in 50 years? No, I'm just kidding.
50.
Or when you're 50, I guess.
Okay. I would say that's like a question that I've always asked myself. And I feel like I don't know. I would say kind of narrowed it down to like, okay, 5 years. I want to be in a job that makes me happy.
Okay.
And be around people that I would say make me a better person.
In 5 years?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
50? When I'm 50?
Yeah. When he's 50 years old. Where does Jake see himself?
I have like this idea of like being in nature.
Mm-hmm.
In the nature area. So I can go outside, have a big backyard, and play with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say like Colorado, somewhere. Because I like to snowboard.
Well, you do like to snowboard.
A blank canvas with tons of ideas.
Just like life.
Abilities.
I'm just kidding.
Which path would you choose? Which country?
Yeah, I really don't know where I'm going with this.
I kind of somewhat controversial. I like the aqua going, and then some bright colors.
I kind of want to draw mountains, but
Speak to you.
I don't know how to make it work. But you see yourself snowboarding in Colorado?
Yeah. Do you have like a place you want to be? Or does it not?
That's why I never know. Like, because I know when I'm that old, if I am fortunate enough to live that long, that I would hopefully be able to have my farm started up at that point, or like, you know, be closer to making it work. But I never really know where it's gonna be, because I know Vegas by that point will be super, like, expanded upon. Like, it's gonna be built out like crazy. So I don't know if here will be the spot. I don't know if it'll be somewhere like in Pahrump, like somewhere like far in Nevada, because I'm not someone that likes to travel. I don't really like to leave, you know, where I'm at. I kind of just stay in a little small area. I'm a very simple person when it breaks down to it. Like, if there's like people that I know and that I feel comfortable around, I'm more interested in like smaller things. You know, it's how sometimes people will be like, oh, like what places can I move to, or what places can I see, or they like to take big things in, or like, I don't know, just kind of go and see things. I feel like whenever I'm in a new place, I like to really just hone in on like a certain part of it. And I think it's called like the macro. I don't know how to describe it, but like,
What's the term?
I think so. I'm not sure, but like that's why I like street culture and that sort of thing as well, because I feel like that's something that is just taken for granted. Like we just drive down streets, or we just live in the areas that we are, like the neighborhoods, and maybe sometimes we don't see like how much bigger things are in just like a small area, like how much really is going on in just one little community or one little section or one little part of town. So that's what really intrigues me, because you can really get a deeper connection with like one on one with people and kind of understand the importance of each little thing around you, because I feel like each event or each thing that you do really has impact on what you grow to be. So being able to see how that impacts everybody else and in their life on places where I might just drive by and not even like or like might not ever know like the importance that that place had. So for me, I just want to be able to be in an area where I have enough land that it's cheap, I can maintain everything, and that it sort of has that same energy where I still feel like there's still a street culture, or there's still like energy that I can like be around. Because if I'm really in the middle of nowhere, I feel like I would be content, but at the same time I still want to know what's going on, and like being able to provide resources and help for people in situations where it might not be accessible. So that's kind of like where I would be. So I don't know where the middle ground would be in that. I just know that I don't want to be somewhere super duper cold. So that's kind of like how I envision it, I guess. Just being somewhere uh, off to the side, and where I can be with my animals and it's cheap, but also still having, a diverse array of things and communities to explore. So that's where I see myself at 50.
At 50.
In 5 years, um, shoot, in 5 years, where do I see myself? Um, how old will we be? 27?
50 years.
At 5 years?
Oh, 5 years.
Yeah. Oh, at 50, I was like, oh, where will we be when we're 50? Um, I'll be 27, right? 28? 27. So at that point, I would. I feel like my goal right now, I really love Mr. Rogers. I love everything that he did and how he helped people through media. And I've always wanted to do that somehow through social media. Uh, so I feel like if I can build community in Vegas and meet more people and make more videos and just kind of look after the community and be able to maybe build something like that similar to what he did, I feel like that's what I want to do, and use my 20s as a time to maybe see if I can make that happen. Because honestly, I don't know if I will ever accomplish that goal. That's sort of like my biggest goal in life, is that's the big, if I did have a big goal besides the farm, it would be learning how to kind of build uh, a media, uh, not franchise, because Mr. Rogers, he had his
Kind of
own
like
production company and stuff.
Have the audience he did, or
Yeah, just have the foundation, I guess, where that the media being produced is centered on interpersonal relationships, learning how to talk about your feelings, building self-esteem, learning how to foster community, uh, just all of those values that he taught. I feel like I would want to be able to create something like that on a more structured scale, I guess, because like everyone, is capable of achieving that throughout the day and throughout their lives. But I feel like if there was a centered place to do it, or a place people could look up that channel, or look up, that collective of creators or something, and that's what the content was centered on. I felt like I really needed that when I was younger, and Mr. Rogers provided that. And I feel like as people grow and as social media goes on, I feel like it would be nice to have like something that speaks to the issues of our age and stuff. So in 5 years, I hope to be able to foster that, or just try at least, even if it doesn't work out, because it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to build, build the time and to edit everything and to find the videos and try to create a community. It's hard, but I don't know. It's always been what's called me. So in 5 years, I want to do that.
In 5.
Yeah, or I guess I want to continue trying to do that. I guess because this is technically part of the channel that I'm trying to start up. That focuses on it. Yeah, right. So now that we know that about each other, my next question is what's something that people get misunderstood, or something that people don't really know about you that maybe you wish that they did?
Okay. I would say a common one would be like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not approachable when people just like look at me like from the outside, don't know who I am. I don't know. It can be like, I feel like I look mean,
Right.
to people, so they don't like talk to me or something, but I don't know. Or they just have like a stereotype, like he's this kind of way.
What's the stereotype?
Just like a frat boy, like just that kind of lifestyle, which I feel like I don't try to have.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a nicer guy than people think I am.
Okay.
I don't know. What happened, what did you think about me before you met me? But I feel like we just
clicked.
talked. Yeah.
Well, shoot. Trying to remember our actual first interactions with each other, because I remember the group that you got hired with. It was like not later into the season, but I think you came like around by yourself? No, you came with like maybe 2 other guards, right? Was it you and?
Yeah, it was like 2 others maybe.
Do you remember who was with you in that group? Who got hired?
Noah.
Noah? It was just Noah and you?
I think so.
Damn. I'm trying to remember, yeah. Because I remember when I first saw Jake, he's buff. He's a buff young man. And I guess that's kind of hard to do first impressions based off of that, because I feel like, at work we just kind of rotate each other, so it's kind of hard to start like a full conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of the first thing I noticed. I was just like, damn, like he must be like an athlete, like damn, he's strong. And I liked your tattoo as well on your knee. Is it like leaves?
It's an olive branch.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually the first thing I noticed as well, was your tattoo. And I don't remember what our first conversations were like, because honestly it feels like I've talked, it just feels like I've known you. And it didn't feel like anything big or crazy. I'm just like, damn, like Jake feels like someone that I could have known for like years before this. So I don't think it ever really, nothing ever really clicked for me, because I just always felt very comfortable around you. Do you remember when we first met?
I don't remember like the first time talking.
Right? Because it feels like we've just been very cordial with each other like as soon as we met each other. I don't think there was ever anything, I don't know. Jake can also be kind of quiet too. I mean, I feel like we're both quiet, so I feel like when we first met we just kind of would say hi bye, like type of thing. So,
like I can't even remember like a time that like we were like not talking like this.
exactly. It feels like I've never felt awkward around you. It's just always felt like
It's weird.
we've been very open with each other. I don't know. I guess we neither of us know the answer to this question. Well, do you remember? I guess when was the first time that, or what was your first impressions when we first met? Even though we don't really remember when we first met. You're like, he smokes weed.
Everyone says like Steve Aoki, but I don't even think that clicked like seeing you first time.
Right.
I feel like I was like, oh yeah, he does.
Right.
Like that wasn't my first impression. I don't know. I feel like you had to have like introduced yourself like soon, or like I had to like rotate.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to know that we are good friends, and that we've clicked so well that we don't even remember. I know. It just feels like you've always been there. Okay, so another question. What's you were able to go back home recently. What's one of your favorite memories from when you were little? What's something that you really liked to do when you were a little boy?
When I was a little boy,
Yes.
I feel like I would always remember like winter, springtime in Iowa. Back in the cornfields.
Winter and springtime.
Just like being outside like all the time. It was like a very safe and like it was like the thing to do is to like go out with your friends, grab your bikes and just like
Explore.
drive to parks and hang out.
Right.
There wasn't much to do, like you can't go like to the beach, but we go to like the swimming pools and we're playing like football outside in the street.
Right.
That was fun.
Do you remember any of your friends from back then?
Yeah.
Who was your best friend when you were like in elementary school?
My best friend in elementary school, his name is Peyton Chapman.
Okay.
His childhood best friend.
Do you remember how you guys met?
Yeah, I think.
All right, let's hear the story.
I mean, we met in elementary school, right?
Right.
But I think just he was like the opposite, not the opposite, but he would be like my like competitor. Like he liked like a rival, like baseball team. He liked the Cubs. I liked the Cardinals. He liked the Bears. I liked the Cowboys. Just like always like playing around like who's better based off of how they did and stuff.
Right.
It was just always fun.
You guys enjoyed being together. Is there any specific memory with Peyton that sticks out any day? Or like one of those core memories in your brain where you're like, I remember that just like it was yesterday?
I would say he had like a basement with like cement walls, and we'd play full on soccer down there, like going at it, like shooting as hard as you can. And someone's just against the wall.
Jesus, his family was like, "Shut up!"
Yeah. But yeah, that or like we had like a track meet in elementary school, and I remember like him, Parker, another friend. We were all just there, and we got lucky enough to be in the same class, so we'd race like 5C, 5A, 5B, or whatever, and we were in the same one, and we won.
You won the race. You guys ran together like the
relay races,
right? Where you like slap each other's hand or whatever,
Yeah.
get a baton or whatever.
Yeah,
it
the
is.
baton. So good.
Dang.
But then, here's another one that I have like perfect vision of. Like it's after the elementary track meet, and then we go back to school, and like I back talked my PE teacher so hard.
Dang.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
You was feeling sassy
and
that
I
day.
felt so bad. Looking back, I feel so bad. Like, I was like the perfect child, and then I did that. I was like,
oh,
no way.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what came over you in that moment? You were just feeling very
I was
feisty.
Like, yeah. I just got back from recess.
He was like, I'm feeling extra grumpy today. Shout out to Peyton.
Shout out Peyton.
Another question. Do you remember your first crush?
Yeah.
You do?
Oh God.
Talk to us about it.
I can't.
Aw.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's go back to you first.
Oh, okay.
We'll get back to this. I'll go into this.
Alright.
What's like I don't know. I feel like I kind of heard, but like a favorite memory from your childhood.
So something I remember as well, like I don't know if all little kids we just remember our
the
bikes.
same
The bikes. On some Stranger Things shit. But I don't know, my bike again, like I just have vivid memories of the asphalt, like the street again, just like the street. Something resonates with me very much about it, and especially the animals that live in the cities and the streets as well, like pigeons and like rats and lizards and all of that stuff. I was always very, I don't know, I was always very in touch with, I don't know how to describe it, with that vibe. So I do remember being on my bike, and
You would always like see things most people didn't. I'd say
the little
like
things,
just stop and like watch like little things like that.
the little roly polies, or
Yeah.
just all the little stuff in the cracks of the sidewalk, or just kind of like taking in the environment around you, just feeling like the heat. I remember especially during the summer riding bikes, just the heat of the asphalt. You could just feel it in the air. I know they say like the humidity you can feel in the air, but when it's like an oven outside, like that my body like remembers that. I remember riding my bike, just the types of stores and markets that were around that I would buy snacks at, like the 7-Elevens and all that. I also had a scooter as well. And really, it was a small area that I rode my bike around. I wasn't really like doing marathons with my bike, but for some reason, I do remember like the areas that I was allowed to ride my bike. I would tell my family like, "Oh, I'm going around this little route or this loop," and I don't know. Those stick out to me for some reason. I don't know why. Not much happened on when I was riding my bike, but I can remember feeling, when you're a kid, there's not much that you have to be responsible for.
Yeah. I miss like lately like I'm thinking like I need to like just slow down and like see the little things that I used to see,
Oh,
and get back into like I don't know, just being more aware of what's going on.
right.
I feel like I'm in my own kind of world sometimes.
Mm.
Going to work, going to school. I feel like I do the same things all the time.
Mm.
And I feel like I need to just do little things that are unique and kind of just keep exploring.
Mm. That's why. That's why I feel like the mentality of being a child. I feel like when you're just kind of like your brain is like a sponge and you're just taking in everything around you and everything is new, and I don't know, just feels like a whole new world with every new thing that you do. And then as you become an adult, like there's more patterns that you have to adhere to. Like you said, going to school, gym, school, sleep, eat, work. Like it becomes, there's not as much wonder at times because it's just like, okay, I already know what's gonna happen when I drive my ass to the gym, and then I eat the same thing, and then I go to bed, and then I see the same people at work. Like it makes it hard for your brain to be like, you know, present because then you're just kind of like on autopilot. For me, at least. So I can very much relate to that feeling of I don't know, just rekindling that wonder and curiosity. And I don't know, I guess just passion for doing things that don't necessarily have any impact on you. You know what I mean? Like they'll say like animals when they're little, they'll play and baby cats, baby jaguars or cheetahs or whatever it is. They'll like play and that's their way of learning how to hunt or I don't know, just way of like building bonds with their siblings. But then at some point, their mom has to leave them behind, or they leave their siblings behind, and they don't play as much anymore. They're not out running around with other adult cats, and building those skills. And I feel like play outside of like work and all the responsibilities that we have. I feel like being able to play and just do something for the sake of doing it is something that is very important, even as an adult.
Yeah. That's one thing that a lot of people don't do.
Right.
They're just caught up in work.
Slaving to the man. What's a hobby or something that you've been trying to get into? Actually, I have enough right
I think after this winter,
there.
I really got back into snowboarding, I feel like.
Right.
And one thing that I would like to do would be like learning things indoor for snowboarding, like without the snow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I didn't know you could do that. Sounds sick. Well, that's exciting. I'm
I don't know
happy.
if it's a hobby, but
Something for leisure. Right. That's awesome. And I'm assuming a lot of your friends from back home like to snowboard as well, right?
yeah.
Well, that's good. You're able to have that community sort of thing.
Iowa is not. It's not the best place to snowboard.
And back home,
Yeah.
right? It's too flat.
Yeah.
I'm sure it gets hella cold though.
It was like at least -10s.
Jeez Louise.
I got back from work the other day and I called my mom.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, it's freezing outside. It's like, it's -9. It's like, it's 50. It was so cold though.
I know.
Like, I don't know what's happening.
Just like your body is not adapted anymore. I remember going to Utah sometimes, and I swear it would be so cold, and people would be walking in shorts and flip flops, and I'm like, "What is going on? It's like 30 degrees." It was just wild. I'm just gonna check see if my phone is still recording, because I don't know. Okay, it is. Just making sure. I don't know. Sometimes I get worried. I'm like, what if the SD card capped out? And then I was just like, oh, midway through, we're just talking.
Time.
Do you remember your first crush though?
I do. Yes. Do I have to say names?
No.
Okay.
Why, did you still talk to her?
No.
Oh, okay.
What? No.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like a very wholesome ending to the story or something.
Yeah, I was like really young, I feel like.
You remember how old you were?
Had to be like elementary. Probably. What's his teacher? 4th grade, I believe. 4th grade, I said I'm gonna marry this woman.
That's what you said to her?
No.
Oh. But you
That's
felt
what
that
I
way?
thought, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think I've always been scared to think of that. I feel like when I see people that, you know how there's like certain people that really are invested in relationships, or they really enjoy, being with a partner, and
Yeah.
the idea of getting married and having kids and that whole aspect of it. That's always scared me, bro. For some reason, I'm just like, something will. Oh, actually, let me just not. Let's go.
No. Let's keep going.
It's always scared me. I've always been like, oh no, like what if something is inevitably bound to happen. Like this will not last. Like I can't. Like it's just I don't know. I know, but like I've never. It's not that I'm not an idealist, or I don't want to see the bright side of things, but for some reason when it comes to like people talking about their crushes, or their partners, or the goals that they have and whatnot, it always just like makes me kind of scared. I'm like, oh man, like I don't think I could ever see myself being like, all right, I'm ready to marry this. I'm ready to marry this person and spend the rest of my life. Like I know I've always been like scared. I'm like, oh no, like just I don't know how to describe that feeling, but it's always brought feelings of anxiety more than it has brought feelings of like butterflies, or like because how people will
people are super excited,
right?
They go all out and all that.
Yeah, they're like, I'm ready to marry this girl, and I'm just like, what? Like how can you be ready for that?
High school.
Right? Or even I don't know, it's just but sorry, so in 4th grade you said
4th grade, this girl.
Okay.
I thought she was the greatest of them all.
Oh. Why did you think that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
So then
don't marry her. Do not talk to her.
What ended up happening? Did you ever tell her how you felt?
I don't think so.
Did you tell your friends how you felt?
Don't think so. I mean, there were a couple of them,
A couple people you had crushes on?
Yeah.
Did you ever tell them?
I remember the first time I asked someone out. I was in 7th grade.
Right.
I asked someone out, and they everyone, like all the kids. There was like a big group of people. They were just like, "You have to do it now. You have to do it now."
Oh no.
I was like, "Oh God."
The peer pressure is real.
And then I went down into the gym and I talked to her. And she said yes. I think I asked her to be my girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah. She said yeah. And then she like left school.
What do you mean?
She just like went home.
Oh. And then what happened?
And then she was like, no,
Oh.
never mind. But I got you a present.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh no.
She got on the bus and I never gave it to her.
What did you end up doing with it?
I ate the chocolates.
Oh. Well, at least there was a good end. Your tummy was full. How did you feel disappointed? How did you feel in that moment?
Yeah, I felt kind of embarrassed. But I don't know. I was so young that nothing really mattered.
Really?
Age. Like your first crush or whatever is not gonna like affect the grand scheme of things. So
And you
I'm just like, yeah, it's fine.
and you were able to come to that as a kid, like in 7th grade. You were able to be like, that's okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
So whenever there was disappointments like that, whether they were like, on a bigger scale or a smaller scale, is that usually the outcome you would end up coming to, where you'd be like, that's all right?
For like what? For like a sports game, like.
I guess just in general, like if a friendship, kind of is dissipated a word. I guess
Okay.
fell through, or like maybe you lost a race you really wanted to win, or maybe you, I don't know, dealing with loss, just disappointment and loss in general. Were you able to, understand that sort of mentality that you had, where it's like it'll be okay?
Yeah, I think so. Just be like, I should be grateful for what I am doing in my life, and just like, kind of just like being lucky enough to have an experience like we have. Like I kind of realized that at a young age. I don't know.
Like an experience like what?
Really life. Like it's a great thing. Just be happy instead of sad. I got dumped in 7th grade.
Were there ever any times where you felt like life was not happy? That it wasn't a gift? Maybe a curse?
Oh no!
Oh. Is he gonna add on to the piece?
I think so. Special guest here. Dennis the Menace.
Hello.
Say hello to the camera. What a guy. What a creature he is.
Does he want to go in?
Yeah.
Does it have a cat door?
No.
Oh.
It's beautiful.
This is kind of what I have right now. I don't know what to add. I have water and
You see
sky.
mountains?
I wanted to add mountains, but now I have like an ocean, so I don't know if my mountains will fit anywhere.
You could put mountains in the ocean.
Really? Or
I mean, like,
okay, I'll try that.
I just have a
Beautiful sky.
yeah. It's supposed to be the sky and then the water.
Are those
But you
like
can't
the?
tell because it's the same color.
Are those
And
the
then this
northern
is
lights?
the northern
Oh. Is there a word for it, like aurora borealis or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
Aurora borealis.
I remember that from The Simpsons, where there was like some guy trying to go into the other guy's house and eat smoked hams or something like that. And then like the house started to catch on fire, and then he was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "It's aurora borealis," or something. I don't know, but it's a meme.
Did you watch The Simpsons when you were younger?
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't really. I wasn't really allowed to watch a lot of the adult cartoons. Now that I'm older, I just watch everything that I can. Like I watched Skyfall, the James Bond movie yesterday. I was watching Black Dynamite and Boondocks on HBO the other day as well. I was watching shoot. I went and watched The Whale as well with Brendan Fraser, but just like a lot more, I guess, adult-centered content that I wasn't really exposed to. But now I watch it. The Simpsons, though, I don't know. I feel like it's never been my demographic. Like the types of jokes and the delivery, like the sitcom vibe of it. I've never really. I don't know. I like the memes of it, but
Big meme guy.
yeah, I love memes. It's my favorite. I guess. I think my last question for you would be, what's something or a quote or a message that you hold dear to your heart that allows you to wake up every day and just kind of continue to pursue being the person that you are? Like, what is at the core of who you are, or what's a message that you really believe in, and that it just screams, Jake, or maybe even whispers it.
Quote.
Or just, I guess, an idea, a message, a memory. If there's anything that is like, I don't know, at the core of your very being, who you are. Something that you hold very dear to you, or that you draw close to. It might even be a place or a person.
Family.
That's what you think of?
It's one of the things that like I want to keep close to my heart, and it's hard being so far away from them. You know, I can't just like drive a couple minutes and see my family, or even just like go out of my room to see them. But I think trying to stay connected with them and keep in touch with what they're going through and how life is over there. I think that it's one thing I want to keep doing, keep trying to do.
Sounds very beautiful. Well, I guess I'll end the recording on that quote right there, and we'll continue to paint.
We'll give you an update on our finished products.
We'll take a picture at the end. But thank you to Jake. I guess we could just close it out. Thank you guys for watching. It was a pleasure to be here with Jake and Dennis the Menace. We're over here painting our canvases together, spending some quality time talking about our feelings. And we just want to let you know that your feelings are important, and that whatever you have going on, if it's mentionable, it's manageable. And the good thing to know is everything is mentionable. You can talk about whatever you want and know that it's important and that people care. Lastly, I would just like to say, you make every day a special day just by being you. There's no one in the world just like you. And me and Jake, we like you just the way you are.
I love you.
And even though Jake's family is far away, he always has me. I'm just kidding. I'm always his brother here. You can stick your head out your room and be like, Edgar! And I'll run over here.
Oh, beautiful.